see my wrist drown. Everybody wanna me for benefits now, man. I wish my money.
What's good, everybody? My name is the Coaster King. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5-year plan for Six Flags Great Adventure, as well as what rides are going to be added, what shows possibly, what Hurricane Harbor improvements, and possibly what roller coasters in the near future that Great Adventure is going to get. Obviously, we all know in 2020, Great Adventure will be adding the Jersey Devil Coaster, a custom RMC Raptor. And before that, in 2019, it added the Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth, which is a giant frisbee. And before that, 2018, we had the Cyborg Cyberspin ABC Top Spin. 2017, we saw the Justice League Battle for Metropolis Dark Ride. And 2016 was the last new roller coaster in the eyes of the administration in the Joker. So a lot of people were complaining back in 2020, about a year ago, about how Great Adventure had not gotten a new unique coaster since 2006. But when we look at it from the park administration's eyes, we got a new coaster about every 4 years. People were saying the Joker's not a real coaster because it's kind of cloned, or Green Lantern wasn't a real coaster because it was a real location. Same with the Dark Knight. But if you look at it from that standpoint, about every 4 years, Great Adventure has gotten a new coaster. 2020 was Jersey Devil. 2016 was the Joker. 2011, I believe, or 2012 was Green Lantern. And back in 2008 was the Dark Knight coaster. So about every 4 years, we can say that Great Adventure is going to get a new coaster. So just by that analysis, we're going to say about 2024, 2025 is the next coaster. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. I just want to look at the past and see how Great Adventure has done in the past and how that can kind of translate to the future. So let's just get into the actual rides now. I think for 2021 season, Great Adventure will be adding a new kids section, probably the DC Super Friends area they have in a couple of the parks. In order to make Jersey Devil, they got rid of the Looney Tunes Seaport section in the park, which was their second kiddie area, and they kind of just tore that entire thing down. And they already had a lack of like kiddie rides and stuff like that, and now they got rid of their one of their two, probably with their better kiddie section, and they're going to need it to replace it. It's going to be cheap for Six Flags. They can probably still afford it with this whole coronavirus stuff going on. So I think that's going to happen. As to where it will go, I can see it going in the pathway between El Toro and Kingda Ka. They used to have a section over there with like a bunch of playgrounds and smaller rides. They eventually took down the whole pathway. I think they're going to reopen it and add some rides over there. And I think that's going to be the 2021 edition. Nothing huge. We just got over one of the biggest rides in 15 years that Great Adventures added, so we can't expect too much. For 2022, I think we're going to get show improvements and general park improvements. So I was talking about this in my last video about when parks are going to reopen and the future of the parks. I don't think Six Flags or Cedar Fair are going to add any too big of improvements unless they need to in the near future, up until 2023 was my prediction. So 2022 in general, Six Flags is going to be a down year. They're not going to add too much to the parks. And Great Adventure does need show improvements. They have like 2 shows, really not good. And general park improvements, just cleaning up the park and making it look a little nicer. This is going to be a cheap addition for Six Flags, and just so they can call it an addition without spending too much money on it. I'm not going to really talk about this too much because these 2 years are really not what we're going to be focusing on in the future. For 2023, I can see a Hurricane Harbor edition, possibly one of those water rides that they keep adding everywhere, like the water roller coasters, or we don't have those drop slides yet, the ones that they drop you down, or whatever like that. We did just get rid of our best ride in the Hurricane Harbor, which was King Cobra. They got rid of that. I think someone might have got hurt on it. If I'm not mistaken. You guys can let me know, but they did get rid of that one King Cobra ride. So the Hurricane Harbor has not seen a new improvement that's actually like good in many years. They added like a new kiddie section and a new pool now. They haven't really added anything spectacular like a new slide complex or anything like that. So I think 2023 will be the year they finally add something to the Hurricane Harbor area and make it a better area in general. As for 2024, I can see a flat ride package coming. In my opinion, I think it's going to be the Enterprise model. If you didn't know, Great Adventure actually already had an Enterprise. They got rid of it a bunch of years back, but I think it's going to return in 2024 as a new flat ride. Great Adventure still has not that good of a flat ride package compared to some other parks, and I would like to see some more flat rides being added. As to where this can go, I can see it going in the old El Diablo spot. There's some room back there, or possibly behind that Twister ride. They might get rid of the Twister, the Huss top spin. They can get rid of that and put it there. All those have like similar spacings, so they can definitely add something like that there. And then for the big addition in 2025, I think we're going to add a multi-launch Mag Rides coaster. And the reason I say that is because Great Adventure has a huge hole in their lineup. There's two main holes. First, there's a laid down kind of decent wooden ride. Ever since they got rid of Blowing Thunder, they've had that gap in their lineup, and that's not that good. That's not that important though. I think what's more important is the lack of a launch coaster. We have King Ka, right, and that's obviously the world's fastest roller coaster. Sorry, North America's fastest roller coaster, and we don't have a genuinely tame multi-launch coaster. Maybe I was thinking something like Max Force, Great America, or West Coast Racers at Magic Mountain, or hopefully if we can go to like Intamin, maybe we can get something like Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa. And all these rides would be great additions to the park and fit really well into the lineup and really make the park stand out above all the other ones in the Northeast. I think Great Adventure is going to have a great top three in El Toro Nitro and Jersey Devil, but they are definitely missing that launch coaster that everybody can go on and enjoy. So overall, just to recap, I think in 2021 they're going to get a new kids section, replacing the Looney Tunes Seaport that we just got rid of, called probably DC Super Friends. 2022, pretty much nothing, just general park improvements, maybe some shows. 2023, Hurricane Harbor improvements, making a new slide complex, probably the water coaster thing. 2024, an Enterprise or other flat ride package leading towards the Enterprise, probably in the area of the Twister or the area of Old El Diablo. And the 2025, the multi-launch Mac coaster. I think that these additions are going to fit really well into the park and be a strong addition lineup in the next coming years, even through Six Flags' tough revenue losses during the coronavirus season.
Skip town, see my wrist drown. Everybody wanna me for benefits now. Man, I wish my money could've seen me.